Around the world, millions of people are packing their bags, selling their homes, and saying goodbye to the countries they once called home. Not for vacations, not for adventure, but out of pure desperation, searching for safety, opportunity, and hope. Today, we'll uncover the top 10 countries people are desperate to leave in 2025. And trust me, by the end of this video, you'll understand why so many are running for the exit. 10. Iran. Iran is a country filled with culture, history, and intelligent people, but beneath that beauty lies a deep frustration that has lasted for years. The Iranian economy is on life support, crushed under international sanctions that make it nearly impossible for ordinary people to survive. Prices of food, rent, and medicine rise constantly, while wages remain frozen. Many young Iranians are educated, talented, and full of dreams, but those dreams are being trapped inside borders they can't easily escape. Speaking out against the government can lead to prison or worse, and even small acts of defiance are dangerous. The country's leadership continues to tighten control, while the younger generation grows angrier and more hopeless. Families are splitting apart, with sons and daughters leaving for Europe or Canada just to find a chance at life. Those who remain often live in silence and fear. For millions, leaving Iran isn't just about chasing a better life, it's about escaping a future that feels already lost. 9. Venezuela. Venezuela once stood as a symbol of prosperity in South America. It had oil, beauty, and opportunity, but those days are gone. What used to be one of the continent's richest nations has turned into one of its saddest stories. The economy collapsed, hospitals ran out of supplies, and even basic food became scarce. People now wait in endless lines for bread, water, or fuel. Teachers, doctors, and engineers are driving taxis or leaving the country altogether. It's estimated that over 7 million Venezuelans have already fled, one of the largest mass migrations in modern history. Many are walking across borders into Colombia or Brazil with nothing but a bag and the hope of survival. The saddest part? Most of them don't want to leave. They love their country, their music, their people. But when you can't feed your children, love alone isn't enough. For many Venezuelans, leaving home is the only way to stay alive.
Afghanistan. Afghanistan's story is one of pain that seems never-ending. For more than 4 decades, this nation has been trapped in a cycle of war, foreign invasion, political collapse, and deep suffering. After the return of the Taliban, life became even more restrictive. Women who once dreamed of becoming doctors, teachers, or leaders are now forced to stay at home. The economy is barely functioning, and millions are living in poverty. Children go hungry, while parents struggle to find safety and purpose. Every day, thousands of Afghans attempt to cross into Pakistan, Iran, or even Europe. Many die along the dangerous routes, while others live in refugee camps with no clear future. For those who remain inside, fear is constant. Fear of violence, fear of hunger, and fear of speaking freely. Afghanistan's tragedy isn't just about politics. It's about an entire generation losing hope. And for most Afghans, the only dream left is to leave.
7. Nigeria. Nigeria, Africa's most populous nation, is full of energy, culture, and ambition. But at the same time, millions of Nigerians are losing faith in their own country. The Japa wave, a slang for mass migration, has become one of the biggest movements in the nation's history. Why? Because life is becoming harder by the day. Insecurity has spread across several regions. Kidnappings, unemployment, unstable electricity, poor governance, it's a long list of frustrations. Many young Nigerians graduate from universities with high hopes, only to face a job market that doesn't want them. The economy is tough, prices are high, and trust in leadership is low. People see their friends succeeding abroad and begin to wonder if staying is even worth it. So they leave to Canada, the UK, the US, and even smaller countries that offer a sense of peace and opportunity. Even those who make it abroad often send emotional videos home saying, "I wish Nigeria could give me the same peace I feel here." For many, it's not about hating their country, it's about escaping a system that refuses to work for them. 6. Sudan. Sudan has been fighting with itself for decades. Civil wars, power struggles, and famine have torn the country apart. In recent years, the conflict between military factions has pushed millions of innocent civilians to the edge. The streets are unsafe, food and clean water are becoming harder to find. Entire families are walking hundreds of miles through deserts, escaping gunfire just to reach neighboring countries like Egypt or Chad. Sudan's crisis is one of humanity's worst, yet it receives little attention. Many of those fleeing have nothing left, their homes burned, their loved ones missing. The world often forgets about them, but their pain is real. Every day, Sudanese people are forced to make impossible choices: stay and die slowly, or leave and face the unknown. For them, migration isn't a decision, it's a cry for help.
Number 5. Lebanon. Lebanon was once a jewel of the Middle East, beautiful, modern, and full of life. But the last decade has turned that jewel into ashes. Political corruption, a collapsing economy, and the devastating explosion in Beirut destroyed whatever hope remained. Banks have frozen people's life savings. Electricity only comes for a few hours a day. The currency has lost almost all its value. Even professionals with good jobs can't afford rent or food. Doctors and teachers are leaving in massive numbers. The country's youth feel betrayed by their leaders. They love Lebanon's mountains, its beaches, and its culture, but the system has failed them completely. People are leaving for Europe, the Gulf, and anywhere that offers basic stability. Lebanon's heartbreak lies in its beauty, a country so rich in talent and love, yet destroyed by the greed of a few. Those who leave carry that pain with them forever. Number 4. Myanmar. Myanmar, once a hopeful nation moving toward democracy, has fallen back into the darkness of dictatorship. After the 2021 military coup, everything changed. Freedom vanished overnight. Journalists were arrested, protesters killed, and innocent people forced to flee their homes. The economy has collapsed. Internet access is restricted, and the fear of surveillance is everywhere. Entire villages have been destroyed in clashes between the military and resistance groups. Families are crossing the border into Thailand or hiding in the jungle, living with nothing but fear. For many, life in Myanmar now feels like a prison without walls. Young people who once dreamed of progress now dream only of escape. A country that once promised hope is now losing its future generation to exile. Number 3. Haiti. Haiti's story is one of resilience, but even resilience has its limits. The country has suffered earthquakes, hurricanes, political assassinations, and now total breakdown. Gangs have taken over neighborhoods, kidnappings are common, and the government has almost no control. Ordinary people live in terror. Parents can't send their kids to school safely. Businesses close daily because it's simply too dangerous to stay open. Many Haitians are fleeing by sea, risking their lives in overcrowded boats to reach the U.S. or other islands. For them, staying home means waiting for disaster. But leaving is no guarantee of safety either. Still, they take the risk because the alternative is hopelessness. Haiti has become a symbol of what happens when a government abandons its people. Number 2. Syria. More than 10 years of war have left Syria in ruins. Once beautiful cities like Aleppo and Damascus are now filled with the scars of conflict. Millions have lost their homes, and families are still searching for missing loved ones.
Entire generations have grown up knowing only war, displacement, and poverty. Many Syrians live as refugees in Turkey, Lebanon, or Europe, struggling to rebuild from zero. They can't go back because there's nothing left to go back to. Even after all these years, bombs still fall and fear still rules. The world may have moved on, but Syrians continue to live this nightmare every single day. For them, leaving isn't about chasing dreams, it's about escaping death. Number 1, Ukraine. A nation that has been turned upside down by war. Millions of Ukrainians have fled their homes since the invasion began. Cities that once thrived are now reduced to rubble. Families are separated and countless lives have been destroyed. Many fled overnight, carrying nothing but a bag and a photo album. Mothers and children crossed freezing borders, while fathers stayed behind to fight. The trauma of war follows them wherever they go. Even in safety, they live with the pain of what they've lost. Despite this suffering, the Ukrainian spirit remains strong. But the reality is harsh. Millions are still abroad, unsure when or if they'll ever return. The world watches, but for those living it, this isn't just news. It's their everyday life. Outro. Every country on this list carries deep pain. Stories of ordinary people caught in extraordinary suffering. People who once believed in their homeland, now forced to start over somewhere else. Behind every statistic is a beating heart, a mother leaving behind her family, a student walking away from their dreams, a child growing up in a place they no longer recognize. Migration isn't always about adventure or dreams. Sometimes it's about survival. Sometimes it's the only choice left when home becomes unbearable. If you've watched this far, remember, these are not just countries, they're human stories. So the next time you meet someone who left their home behind, listen, because you might be the first person who truly understands why. This is Top 10 Countries, where we uncover the stories the world needs to hear. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, because every story deserves to be told.